What's up, everybody? It's Rob from Tower Games, and we are back with another hero pack. This one is the partner, if you will, in terms of with Nova, and this is the Ironheart pack. Riri Williams herself. We've seen a bit of her previously, so this is going to be the full pack with not just a little spoilers, but the full every card in there. Now, we remember that with Riri, she's kind of like an Iron Man expert. She makes her own suit, and as a result, she essentially levels up her suit throughout the game. And when you get her suit to like Mark 3 or whatever level 3 it is, it becomes a super powerful suit. So with that, let us open up the chat and see how this works. So Riri Williams, 3-cost recovery. Child Prodigy, action. Spend a mental resource. Place 1 progress counter on Riri. Limit once per round. Simple as that. Flip it. So apparently we're going to go through all the different stages. My bad. This is the stage 2 version. Spend a mental resource or 2 resources of any type to place 1 progress counter on Riri Williams. So this one you can either spend 1 mental or 2 of any type. And then stage 3 to spend 1 resource of any type onto her. So there you go. You get 3 different ways as it improves. You see the way it gets better and better. Goes from 1 mental to 1 mental or 2 resources to 1 of any type. Ironheart version 1 is a 1 thought, 2 attack, 3 defense. Action, remove 6 progress counters to ready and swap with version 2. Only has a hand size of 4 though, and 10 hit points. Get to stage 2, 2 thought, 2 attack, 3 defense, so 1 extra thought. Aerial, remove 6 progress counters, ready her, give her a tough status card, and swap her with version 3. You can see as well the hand size goes up to 5, as version 2 is probably the one that you'll be using mainly the most. And then Iron version 3, this is the one that essentially is the one that it's like her main one. Like if you look at the actual pack, like this is what Ironheart normally looks like on her pack in her suit. 3 thought, 2 attack, 3 defense, so quite a powerhouse of a stat line. Hand size 6, so you don't have to worry about hand size. And any other counters from this point on just deal 2 damage to an enemy. You can burn them off and deal 2 damage. So that's pretty good. They get Brawn, who I'm a bit confused because he looks basically like Hulk, but he's not Hulk. 4-cost ally, 2 thought, 3 attack. It has Gamma, so I'm guessing he has to be similar to it. No, I'm not Banner, I'm better. Okay. While he's exhausted, he gains resource. Generate a mental resource. That means, let me understand this card correctly. He's a 4-cost ally. You play him out. He attacks for 3. Then he can give you a mental resource to pay for stuff. Next turn, attack for. So basically, he's 9 attack, a block, or let's just say, and a 3 resources to play stuff for 4. Yeah, he's better than Banner. That's actually a really good card. Fly over. 2-cost event. Remove 3 threat from a scheme and place 1 progress counter on Ironheart. 2 progress counters instead if this thought removes the last threat from the scheme. Now this, obviously we knew this was coming. We saw some of this, and you can't expect to flip onto Alt Ego all the time to build the suit up. It would take us too many turns. You need at least 12 progress counters to get to stage 3. So having cards that allow you to essentially gain more progress counters helps a lot. So Flyover gives you 2 to move 3 threat. Not the greatest, but it's more about getting the counters on you in the first place. Photon Beam, same thing, 2 for 4, but it places 1 counter on you or 2 if you defeat an enemy. So you either get 1 or 2. So this is a way just to build up those counters to upgrade your suit, so your suit does more damage, more thwarting, and your hand size goes up as well. New and improved. This is your main card here. Choose X different options where X is equal to Ironheart's version number. So if you're version 1, you get 1 option. If you're version 3, you get all 3 options. Start your deck for an Ironheart card and add it to your hand. Give yourself a tough status, or ready yourself. So if you're version 3, you get any card, any Ironheart card you want from your deck. You have tough, and you're ready. And there's 2 of those. Sector Scan. Reduce the cost to play Sector Scan by X, where X is equal to Ironheart's version number. So it's 2 costs if you're version 1, it's 1 if you're version 2, and 0 if you're version 3. So at the end of the round, you may look at the top card of the encounter deck at any time. So essentially, it lets you just check the encounter deck. Stroke of Genius, a mental resource that allows you to place a progress counter and draw a card. If you use this card to pay for a progress counter, it's almost like putting 2 on. Ronnie Williams, Persona, 1 cost support, exhaust to either heal 2 damage or place a counter on you. So this is your kind of healing way, just to kind of heal yourself up a bit when you have to heal. So that's not too bad. Tony Stark AI. Oh, interesting. We have a Tony Stark AI. 2 cost support. Exhaust the Tony Stark AI to look at the top 2 cards of your deck, add 1 to your hand, and discard the other. So I'm laughing because this is Tony Stark's ability in the game. I think you essentially draw cards, you draw a few cards, and you discard 1 from your hand. So it's this kind of like that cycling ability that he has for Futurist in an effect. Photon Blasters. You get +2 hit points, push up to 12. Exhaust Photon Blasters to deal damage to an enemy equal to Ironheart's version number. So again, if you're version 3, this is 3 damage you can tap to do it, and whenever you want. Same with this one, Propulsion Jets. +2 hit points. If you have both of those, you're at 14 hit points, and you can remove Threat. I don't think Threat's going to be that big of an issue. If you're at stage 2, if you're at stage 3, you have a 3 thwart to begin with. This will only allow you to remove 3 threat as well. So this will be really good for like Guardians of the Galaxy and that kind of stuff, definitely. And those are her basic signature cards for now. We're going to hop on over to the aspect cards and take a look at those. So give me one moment for those. Now, Ironheart comes with leadership, an interesting choice for her, but she's a champion, so lots of champion allies for us. 3 cost ally, Cloud9, 1 thwart, 1 attack, 3 health. Exhaust Cloud9. Choose a player. Until the end of that phase, each aerial character that player controls gets +1 thwart. Here we go. We're getting more love for Ariel. I like it. I love it. And I think it's finally cool to see some love for Ariel. Falcon, who's also Ariel and champion. I think Zachary Torres. I think this is the guy who is Falcon after Falcon becomes Captain America, I think. 4 cost, 1 thwart, 2 attack, 3 health. After Falcon attacks or thwarts, spend the energy resource to ready another champion character you control. That's pretty good. I mean, I think that really helps in terms of like champion, giving you someone to champion. We have a lot of Avenger stuff, Guardian stuff. This is a good champion leadership ally. Patriot, Rashawn Lucas. 3 cost ally, 2 thwart, 1 attack, double damage on the thwart, 4 health. After Patriot enters play, choose a champion character, gets +1 to each of its basic powers. This can be really interesting depending on who you put it on. You could put it on Nova, you could put it on Ironheart, and she's ready to give you some extra thought, some extra damage. So not a bad card, combined with some like Moxies and stuff. Go all out. 2 cost event. While paying for this card, spend the listed resources. Energy. Exhaust your hero to deal damage to the enemy equal to the total of your hero's thwart, attack, and defense values. So if you're version 3 of Ironheart, you could do 8 damage with this card. If you've played Patriot, you now have done 11 damage with this card. It's a power. It's almost better than Mass Attack, really. That's a good card if you play it correctly. Push Ahead. 3 cost, mental requirement. Exhaust your hero to remove threat. Same thing like Go All Out. This one does it for threat. So I don't think you need to be as crazy for threat, but still not bad. Morale boost, like I just said, these kind of cards that gives you all those plus stats, and then you use Go All Out or Push Ahead to get that big hit is really effective. R&D facility, location, shield, double mental required, 3 counters. Remove a counter from it. Choose a friendly character in play. It can be an ally as well if you want. It doesn't have to be just a hero. That character gets +1 thwart and +1 attack to the end of the phase. So give someone a +1/+1. That's pretty good. Depending on how you use it, you could use it on an ally to give them an extra effect to kind of make the numbers work. Put it on yourself so then you can use Go All Out and get that better hit. Lots of good stuff there. Power of Leadership, we've already seen. Agent at 13, Sharon Carter herself. Now, I will admit, this art doesn't do Sharon justice, I feel like, I'll be honest. But we'll make it work. 4 cost ally, 2 thwart, 1 attack, 4 health. After she attacks or thwarts, choose a shield support, ready that support. So basically, it makes your shield cards get to be able to ready your shield support cards. Alright, not bad. Snow God, we've seen Snow God. 4 cost ally, 0 threat, 0 attack. 3 is her health. After she enters play, place up to 3 shift counters here. While the shift counters here are equal to X, she gets. So basically, the way Snow God works is she gets to be whatever you want her to be. She can either be a 0/3 with Overkill, a 3/0 with Aerial, or a 0/0/8 with Retaliate. Either she's going to be an attacker, a block, a thwarter, or a blocker. And you can just customize it how you want. That's how she works. It's pretty versatile and pretty cool of a ally idea, I must say. Vivian. We get Vivian as a basic ally and not just a vision ally. 2 cost, 2 thwart, automatically takes her out if you thwart with her. 1 attack. After Vivian enters play, choose an attachment, non-elite minion, or non-permanent side scheme. Until the end of the round, treat that card's printed text box as if it was blank, except for traits. So this card is really, I want to signify this card. This is a very scary card. This is almost better than Vivian, the signature ally. Any attachment, non-elite minion, or non-permanent side scheme, you blank it out. I've seen talks about this in Discord and stuff, and people are saying this is the way to deal with future weapon. Anybody who knows like Kang with future weapon is a very dangerous card to come up with. Similar with like fanaticism, in my opinion, from Ronin. These kind of attachments become really, really scary. And being able to blank them out for a round to buy you that time to like not have to deal with that massive attack is really good. So I like this card a lot. Go for champions. Max 1 per deck. Play only for them they have the champion trait. Each champion character in play cannot take damage until the end of the round. So that means for this round, everyone's invulnerable. They can just go crazy. Attack, thwart, block, go full ham. That's a cool card. Also cool, if everyone's playing champions at the table, it's an ultimate invulnerability basically for the whole table. Helicaviar, we've seen it, but to note, it is a shield support, so Sharon will ready it. Ingenuity, 2-cost upgrade, skill. Play only if you have the genius trait. Exhausted to generate a mental resource. This card is good. And it's better than, I hate those like enhanced awareness, enhanced, all those enhanced cards that you spend them and they go away. This one actually stays and you can generate a mental resource by being a genius. I like it. Yes. Yes. A minor setback. Give to the Riri Williams player. Remove 1 progress counter from your identity, then discard this card. If no progress counter was removed, deal yourself an encounter card. Then shuffle this back into the counter deck. The good thing to know is this card isn't that bad, but you can't get rid of it. It stays in the deck the entire game. There's no way to get rid of it. So basically, it's just you lose a progress counter, or you get an encounter card. Those are your choices. Rule by force. Lucia von Baraz. While Lucia is in play, this card gains a hazard icon. When not in play, acceleration icon. That's a lot. That's a lot to deal with. So basically, if the Nemesis minion is in play, it has the hazard icon. Once it leaves play, it becomes acceleration icon. I can see a lot of people getting that one wrong. 2 scheme, 1 attack, 4 health. Criminal Cyborg Elite. While Lucia has the tough status card, she gets +1 scheme, +1 attack, so it becomes a 3/2. And after the villain phase ends, give her a tough status card. Pretty much every time it becomes your turn, she gains a tough status card. Okay. Cyborg Tech. Attach to the minion with the most traits. If you cannot gain Surge, attach minion gets +3 hit points, Vitality at 1, and +1 attack. So, it can be pretty nasty. And as a boost card, it becomes a face-on counter card, basically, so you have to deal with it. Political Retribution. If Lucia von Boss is in play, she schemes. If Ruled by Force is in play, place 3 threat on it. If neither is in play, this card gains Surge. Okay, so both can actually happen at the same time. So if Lucia is in play and Ruled by Force is in play, both effects happen. And there's 2 of those. Wow. Okay. So, with that, the other cards we get are Bombshell, Lana Baumgartner. Play only if your identity has the champion trait. 4-cost ally, 2 thwart, 3 attack, 3 health. Divide damage from Bombshell's attack among each enemy as evenly as possible. So pretty much you do 1 damage across everything you can, or 2 damage and 1 damage. Pretty much it's an AoE, has to be an AoE blast, basically. I'm not really liking this, to be honest. Wasp. I'll admit I'm a bit bummed that I don't think this is like the same art. Like, I know that I've seen this art before. Like, this isn't new art. Very disappointed by that. 2-cost ally, Wasp. 2 thwart, 1 attack. Wasp ignores guard, patrol, and crisis icon. So, alright, that's... I mean, the stats don't really give you much to work with, but can be fun to the ally, I guess. Not much to say about that. Pinpoint. Kuresi Gupta. Looks like an Avatar character. 2-cost ally, 1 thwart, 2 attack, 2 consequential. Also champion. When a player card would be placed into a discard pile from play, exhausted to shuffle the... Okay. Exhaust, and you don't have to deal damage. This guy is staying on the board forever. Let's be honest. So if you have a card in play, and you have to discard it, for its effect, for, an encounter card makes you do it, you can exhaust Pinpoint, to make that card go back into the deck as opposed to losing it. That is a really good protection ally who would probably just stay on the board forever. Now, as I mentioned in my Nova video, we are not done yet, because as we've mentioned, every one of these people have brand new encounter sets with them. And this one is an interesting one. This one gives you Zax with 3 Z's because he is Zing. Feedback loop. Now, I'll say this right now, Zax, and I'm going to say Zax every time like that because he has 3 Z's in his name, and it's fun to say it like that. He is the terrible encounter set for people like Iron Man, Captain Marvel, and probably Ironheart. Each player must place threat here equal to the total number of energy resources in their hand and on cards they control. This side scheme can get pretty crazy pretty fast depending on how much is out there. Zax himself. 2 scheme, 2 attack, 4 health. He gets plus X attack and plus X hit points, where X is equal to the total number of energy resources on cards the engaged player controls. So if you have 3 energy resources on cards in play, he is a 2/5/7. His boost effect is if you have at least 2 energy resources in your hand, he comes out into play. Haywire. Attached to your identity, treat the pretty resources of each card in your hand as if it were energy. This destroys any cards that require mental resources, like we've seen in Ironheart. Wilds are completely dead from Nova. And we just saw how nasty it can be for Zax if you have energy resources in your hand. Choose to either discard a card you control with a printed energy resources, so it has to be a real one, or take 2 indirect damage to get rid of it. So thankfully, it doesn't take much to get rid of it, but overall, not bad. And there's 2 of those. Air static, here we go. Environment. When the villain phase begins, deal 2 indirect damage to each player with an energy resource in their hand and or on a card they control. So if you have Haywire on and you draw 5 cards, you're taking 10 indirect damage because all those cards technically have energy resources on them based on the Haywire. So those Haywires have to go off the board ASAP. Hero action. Choose to either discard a card you control with a printed energy resource or take 2 indirect damage. You bet everyone's taking that 2 indirect damage ASAP because they cannot take that amount of damage. That's insane. Zap. Take indirect damage equal to the total number of energy resources in your hand. Again, 5, could be 5, could be 6 indirect damage if you have Haywire. If your enemy was dealt 1 or fewer damage, it surges. So in case you don't have any or barely 1, it'll surge. And there's 2 of those. So Zax and his very zappy way of playing is a crazy encounter set. With that being said, what do we think about Ironheart herself? I like Ironheart. I think Ironheart looks a lot of fun. The progress counters are a fun way to build it. I've always talked about having ways to have your cat like improve throughout the game. I was thinking something like this for like the campaigns as well, but this is really cool how they did it. And she's basically building her suit throughout the game, but it's not like Tony where he actually has to put the pieces together. She's upgrading it and making it better and better with each version. The cards themselves are all based around, so you really want to build up those stats. Leadership cards are really good for those people who have good stat lines like this. You know, even if you have a 2/2/2, that's still 6 damage, 6 thought from those cards. That's not bad at all. adding some of those cards like Morale Boost, Moxie, and you're suddenly doing 6, 9, 12, 12 with that stuff. So I can see another way to play leadership. That's really cool. A lot of fun. And of course, more champion cards and more area cards. I think it looks all like a blast to me personally. So with that, what do you guys think about Ironheart? I'm curious to know. Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, while you're down there, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It helps a lot. I finally come back from my break and making some Marvel Champions content for you guys. So be sure to stay tuned for more Marvel Champion videos, as well as more Pathfinder and tabletop videos. So check me out on YouTube or on Twitch when I live stream. And I hope to see you guys next time. Thank you.